Hi guys, thanks again for watching. Today we are doing a skin tint. This is a brand new product. I just got it. Well, it's brand new to me, but it's also pretty new out there in the world. And it had been, no, let me back up. A cousin or a brother of its had been on my wish list for a while, and then I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what, I don't use foundations really, so like why is this on my wish list? But when they came out with the skin tint kind of version of it, I was like, oh yes, I'll take one please, thank you. So if you're wondering, which you shouldn't be because you clicked on the title of this, this is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Tint. Ta-da! Round of applause. So this retails for $43. I actually saw that it's 20% off on the Shiseido website, so you can go ahead and get that if you want it. I know Sephora was having a sale, but this video will not be up when that is still going on. So it's expensive, very expensive. $43. You get 1 fluid ounce, which is 30 milliliters. So it's actually pretty standard for a foundation. But I think a lot of the time you get a skin tint with a bit more. This is pretty pricey for 1 fluid ounce for tinted moisturizer. So it comes in 12 shades. I got the shade 235 Light, which I was very surprised that I was going to be getting a light shade. But honestly, when I put it on, it was actually like a little more orange or like darker than I was expecting. So the shade range is not necessarily the most intuitive. I also don't love the shade range for another reason, which is diversity. Like if you look at this picture, sure, they have different categories. So like light, medium tan, dark or deep. But the deep one has one deep one and then one that could almost be considered tan. I would say that the majority of these shades are definitely in the lighter to medium and very few that are actually good for deeper skin tones. Okay, now let's go over what it claims to do and why it is special. Let's see. A fresh, weightless skin tint that synchronizes with skin to provide light coverage, balancing skin texture and tone while letting your natural skin shine through. Featuring Active Force technology, which actively resists heat and humidity, oil, and motion, this tinted moisturizer self-refreshes, hence the name, non-stop for a fresh, natural finish that lasts all day. Those are some huge claims. Those are like foundation claims. Most skin tints, you're not going to get all that, so this is a thing that I really want to test. This hybrid formula contains 70% skincare ingredients to deliver an instant burst of hydration and hydrated, nourished skin for 24 hours. But you take it off. Okay. Shades are flexible to work across different skin tones. And then in bullet points it says 12-hour wear test. Oh, this was for the test results. 12-hour wear test, 24-hour hydration, light coverage, fresh natural finish, shine resistant, transfer resistant, resists sweat and humidity, waterproof, crease-proof, fragrance-free. Is this the perfect tint? Like literally that sounds like everything I've ever dreamt of and never had. Let's try it. I forgot to mention this also has SPF 20. I don't think you should use this as your main source of SPF just because you're probably not putting enough of it on to get the recommended amount of SPF. It's got 6.7% octinoxate, 3% octocrylene, and 2% titanium dioxide. So two of those, the first two are chemical or organic sunscreen filters, and titanium dioxide is an inorganic or mineral filter. So we're going to put it on, and I'm going to do 3 different ways. So I'm going to section off my face, and I'm going to do brush, sponge, and hands. This one, it does say on the website to use your hands. I've seen other videos where people use a brush or a sponge. Personally, for a skin tint, you're probably going to get the best kind of coverage and or like the natural finish of it with your hands. But I know a lot of people do not like to use their hands, so I am going to offer those other 2 suggestions. So it comes out in this kind of like nice little dropper. That way you can get just the amount you want. I love that fact. It comes out quite dark. This is a light shade, but it's also kind of in the middle. So, you know, maybe light is not the word that they should have used and it's just a little bit darker. So let's try sponge on this side. And I'm just going to put some over there just because I don't need too much at first. So this is a damp sponge and we're going to see how it does. And I do have sunscreen on already. I put on one that's a really good primer. It doesn't do anything but just doesn't take away from whatever else you put on. And now before this one dries, I'm going to be using the brush. And this is the Merit Beauty brush, which is a good one for pretty much everything. And I'm really going to be tapping it in. The brush is actually picking up more than I thought it would. You can see the sponge did as well. It's the most sheer level of coverage. Like, you can still see darkness under my eyes. I didn't have a ton of redness right now, so that is not being covered up. But what will be interesting to see is what it does with these melasma up here. Okay, let's go. And now I'm going to use my hands for the forehead. They all look so similar to me. Let's do a close-up of all of them now. Okay, that's pretty incredible. Like, I did not think it was going to cover these melasma, but it did. This is set, oh. But you can see it got in my eyebrow. The shade is interesting. It really does kind of morph to your skin tone, because it comes out and it looks so orange. Like, look at this. I feel like that's very tan compared to my face right now. But when I put it on, like, let's try a little layer again. Oh, again, quite orange, right? But watch this. Still orange. Got hairs in there. Look at that though. As you start rubbing it in, it kind of, the pigment dissipates and it does go closer to your skin tone. So the first time when I opened it, I was like, what is this color? How is this going to work? But because it is a skin tint, it is so flexible, and I think it works on my tone right now. All right, since I did 2 kind of layers up there, let's do 2 more layers on the rest of my face. This is the brush side. Okay, so that's 2 layers. I would say that you can build it up. I don't know how much more you're gonna get than light coverage. Maybe you can get to medium. I don't consider this medium. I consider this like a heavy light coverage, but I love it. Like, I love it. The first layer, when it was a very sheer coverage, I like this one. I find that, like, it's not clinging to anything. When you use it with a sponge, it actually does a nice job. You do get a lot in the sponge, but that's kind of to be expected. And I thought with the brush it did a good job, and with your hands. So honestly, I think with this one, it's gonna kind of come down to what your preference is and what you like. Me personally, I use my hands just because I feel like I get the best coverage, but I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't too bad with this. This one with the sponge, you're probably going to waste a little bit more than the other 2 methods, but that's kind of always. And like I said, I don't think it's clinging to any dry patches. It looks very natural. It doesn't have a sheen to it. It doesn't have like a glow to it. It honestly, I'm gonna say this, it reminds me of the old school MAC Face and Body. This is the kind of the look that you got with MAC Face and Body. It wasn't glowy, it wasn't matte, it just looked like your skin. Now, it hasn't set like MAC Face and Body. I can still feel like it's a little, you know, it's not dry to the touch. So I don't know if that is going to change. It might set down. They do say it's transfer proof, or at least the claims of the people that wore it said it was transfer proof. So I think that probably is not going to be the case, just because it doesn't feel that set. I'm not going to set it with powder. I'm not going to put anything else on. I'm just going to maybe put a little bit on my eyes, and then I'm going to do an 8-hour wear test and let you know, and at the end of the day, how it's worn. So let's get going. Oof, my hair is looking rough. What did I do? Nothing. I cried. So it's about halfway in. My battery's dying. That's okay. We're just here for a little check-in. I've cried twice in the last 3-4 hours, so this is a wear test in harsh-ish conditions, and so far, so good. It's definitely set more. Now, is it still a little tacky, maybe around the edges where like I can get a little greasy? I know that's weird, but that's indeed where I get greasy. Yes. But for the most part, is it pretty like set? Yes. It does really, really, really remind me of the old MAC Face and Body, which is just out of this world incredible. I love that it just feels and looks like skin. Like not glowy, not matte, just your skin. That's all you can ask for. So let's take a close-up, see what it looks like 4 hours in, and then of course I'll do the final check-in tonight. Oh, guys, it's been a day. It's always been a day. It's like the story of my life. Why is my eyebrow? What is going on here? You just want to be where you want to be. I'm just gonna have to let that be. Okay, let's look. You can see like under my eye, it's a little bit, I wouldn't say it looks the best, but honestly, I've cried twice today, like I said. So I'm going to chalk that up to the crying. Around the rest of my face though, it just looks good. Like it doesn't look like anything has moved. I mean, I think around my nose, it's probably come off a little. That's one of those areas. I wore a mask really briefly, but I did. I don't know. My nose runs. I like blow my nose. Like that's just what it is. I'm not concerned with it, but it doesn't look like my face is falling off. You know what I mean? So let's look at the hairline. I feel like that's where you can always tell. Oh, it looks so good. Like you can see so close up. Look at this. Where it just doesn't, it looks like your skin. I love making weird faces. And it's not bunching anywhere. I mean, guys, this is good. Look at me. Look at me. Hopefully I look better by the end of the night. Usually that's the opposite, but today we're gonna, fingers crossed. So, 4 hours in, looking, feeling good. I am impressed. Hi guys. It's 8:45. Yep, that's my wedding picture. So it's been on for almost 9 hours and I'm ready to take it off, but nothing against the actual foundation. This stuff is actually pretty spectacular because look at my face. I mean, it looks like I have nothing on. Now, I'm excited to, whoa, let's zoom out. I'm excited to try it in a few different ways. I want to make it dewier, and I'm going to use the Vive, what is it, Skin Nova underneath it, or like mix it together. I'm also going to put like a tinted, well, I guess it's not tinted, it's just a liquid bronzer and a liquid blush. So I'm going to do all these things to kind of play with it because it's just fun. Like, I think this just looks like skin, so you can make it dewier if you want. You could powder it and make it a little bit less dewy, but I don't know why you would want to because this is fine. It doesn't feel like my face is tight. It doesn't feel overly dry. And I think the skin, what is it? Skin refreshing? How do they call it? Self-refreshing. I mean, I don't know what it means, but I feel like it does something. So, what do you guys think? I think this one gets a big thumbs up from me. I just love the fact that it doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't even look like anything. Like you wouldn't know I have makeup on, and that's what I look for. It doesn't feel like it's really left my face. I think it's a little tacky still in some places, and that's mainly because the sunscreen I used underneath it, so I could test it with a different sunscreen. But overall, it has not budged, and I even cried twice today. So, big thumbs up from me. Alright guys, I think that's enough for this wear test. Today's video was super fun, and I'm going to be wearing this one for a long time to come. So, my cat just stuck her head. She's like trying to get in as hard as she can. Anyway, thanks again for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.